And good morning, welcome back. Well, I'm in week number 3 of my Choose to Lose workout, and the exercises, well, they're getting a little more intense. 2 News fitness expert Wes Coles here to show you how we're stepping it up just a little bit with the workout routine. Now, Wes, you know, we're in week 3. We were doing a lot of strength training over the last couple of weeks, but you kind of changed it up a little bit on me this week.
Well, we did. Well, you know, I'm a big advocate for really separating cardiovascular training and weight training in the beginning, because you didn't really know a lot of good technique when it came. We didn't have a lot of good technique when it come to weight training. You were kind of new to it. But now that, you know, you've really progressed today, we really started including some circuit training. You know, and really it's just kind of a fancy way of just kind of increasing the intensity. It's no more, I always say, no more Mr. Nice Guy. That on month 2, we're kind of kicking it up a notch a little bit.
Yeah, and we're looking at some of the video that we shot just yesterday of this new circuit training. Now, it's a lot different than what I was doing the first couple of weeks, and that there wasn't as much time to take a breather between these exercises. And even though the weights were not terribly heavy, I could definitely feel a big difference just by going one after another so fast.
Well, and that's another reason we did the switch up. You noticed, you know, we noticed that your shoulder was kind of hurting you early into the week. So one of the reasons we switched up and changed to circuit training is, just like you said, it's a great way to get a great workout. You saw how tired you were, and you were, I think the heaviest you went were maybe 10-pound dumbbells. And you know, that's a good way of still getting a good workout, but also, you know, letting the tendons and ligaments in your shoulders kind of heal up a little bit, because you've been lifting pretty heavy the last few weeks. So.
And I know a lot of people have that question, well, if I do cardio, then I'm going to lose strength. If I do strength, maybe my cardio won't be so good. And that's one thing about the circuit training, is it allows you to keep that strength, but also to get a good cardio workout.
You know, when it comes to just building a ton of muscle, or, you know, getting stronger, circuit training might not be the best bet. But when it comes to fat loss programs and preserving muscle while you get that heart rate and while you burn calories, circuit training is great. I always tell people it might not be great for beginners, because you got to get that technique down. But I was noticing you were ready for it, and you went at it. And like I said, circuit training it's very humbling, because I can hand someone some 5 or 10-pound dumbbells, and they're like, but you can get a great workout doing it.
Yeah, but after you continue to lift it over and over again, that 10 pounds feels like 100 pounds.
It starts off really easy, but it gets hard.
You know, we were talking about my shoulder a little bit. When I was going through school, in high school, I was a pitcher, and obviously it was my left shoulder that would give me a little bit of a problem. Tell us a little bit about whenever we get into something like that, where we have an injury, it's best to back off just a little bit on that than to try to drive through and cause some serious problems.
I always tell people pain is a great thing, because it's letting us know that we're doing something wrong. And I think it was a lot about pattern overload. You've been progressing on some shoulder stuff, so it was letting me know that we maybe need to change a little bit. Oftentimes in pattern overload, if you do the same exercises over and over again, you can cause a little bit of inflammation. And just a simple, you know, way of just changing it up. You know, still having a shoulder exercise, but just changing up the exercise, the movement. You didn't really have any problems with your shoulders during the workouts, and you know, that's another reason to maybe change up your exercises every 3 or 4 weeks.
Now, I know the first couple of weeks I lost 5 pounds the first week, 5 pounds the second week. This week only lost a couple of pounds, and that could be a little bit typical of what we're seeing here. I feel stronger than I did when we began this. How do we know when we look at the scale and we say, boy, I'd love to have lost more weight? How do we know everything is still going the right way?
Well, as long as you're still losing weight, you know, I wouldn't say you're having a plateau, because you're still losing weight, but remember, you're getting smaller. You're losing weight, so you're not burning as many calories moving. And I think we're just going to need to stay on track. You know, we're going to lower your carbohydrates, your starchy carbohydrates next week a little bit. I still want to keep your calories in check. I don't want to lower them anymore. And more importantly, we're going to try to burn more calories while we work out. You're ready for it.
All right, so I know what to expect already for next week. Yeah, it was just amazing, just those light weights there, how much they really affected just the simple things that we were doing, that weight. And that's something that we can do as well. If we're trying a certain technique and we say, oh, this is getting easy, then we just add a little bit of weight, and that's all we need.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, Wes, well, I appreciate it and look forward to next week, and we're going to continue giving you more information on that. If you have a question that you'd like Wes to answer, you can go onto our Facebook page at KJRH TV, and you can post it on our wall, or you can call Wes at 749-0960, or you can visit him at his gym. It's at 46th Street, just east of Sheridan.